Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you preparing to take the Praxis Fundamental Subjects Content Knowledge Test 5511? These practice questions cover citizenship and social science and the subtopic of historical continuity and change. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's jump in. Problem number 1. Pictured here is an international organization that existed to prevent another world war but failed to do so. What was it called? NATO, the League of Nations, Non-Aggression Alliance, or the United Nations? And let's review each. Founded in 1949, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization is a military alliance with 32 member states. So 1949 is after World War II, so this is not the correct answer. The League of Nations. The League of Nations lasted from 1920 to 1946, and it was established after the First World War specifically to prevent another world war, and it failed. So this is our answer, the League of Nations. But let's go through the others. Non-Aggression Alliance. This is an alliance or pact where the signatories promise not to participate in military acts against the other party or parties. So this is a general term, so it wouldn't have been our answer anyhow. And the United Nations, founded in 1945, it's a place where the nations of the world can congregate to discuss and resolve problems. In 1945 is at the end of the Second World War and doesn't qualify. So the correct answer is the League of Nations. Problem number 2. Imagine the Queen of England announcing on television that she loves eating strawberry cake before dinner. Then imagine a resulting fad of eating strawberry cake before dinner, causing sales of these cakes to jump by 3,000%. What kind of cultural diffusion would this phenomenon represent? Stimulus diffusion, contagious diffusion, relocation diffusion, or hierarchical diffusion? Let's review each one. Stimulus diffusion is when one group receives a cultural component from another, however, the receivers modify it to make it their own. Strawberry cake is not a cultural component and there is no changing of it, so it is not stimulus diffusion. Contagious diffusion is when an idea spreads swiftly through a group and everyone is affected. This seems like it could possibly be the correct answer, so let's keep going. Relocation diffusion. This is when a group moves from their original location to another and brings with them their new ideas. This is not applicable. Lastly, hierarchical diffusion. When an idea proliferates initially through the most influential, then eventually to everyone else. All right, after reading that, I think we can cross out contagious diffusion because we've got an idea proliferating initially through the most influential. The Queen of England certainly would count for that, and then eventually to everyone else. And that's sales of the cakes jumping by 3,000%. So most definitely hierarchical diffusion. Problem number 3. This is a map showing the extent of a former colonial power's empire. This area was controlled by Germany, France, Britain, or the United States. So let's review each. For Germany, all of their colonies were in Africa, so they were all on the continent of Africa. So it's not going to be Germany. France had colonies in Africa as well, and also Indochina, Southeast Asia. So this is not the case either. Let's skip to the United States. They had colonies in Puerto Rico, the Philippines, Guam, Samoa, and others. So it's not represented here, and it's not the United States. It was once said that the sun never set on the British Empire, and this is a very good example why. You've got Canada, Australia, British Raj, which is the Indian subcontinent, and South Africa, and all of these countries, Egypt, they were all a part of the British Empire at one point. So our answer is definitely Britain. Problem number 4. Sam is writing a historical paper about different cultures in the United States. In the paper, he shows favoritism towards one culture in particular. This is considered to be which of the following? Primary source. A primary source is an original document or first-hand information about an event. So that is not what's happening here. Secondary source. This is generally academic, scholarly papers or books. And I don't think Sam is doing that either. A viewpoint. That's a person's opinion. So Sam is giving his opinion by showing favoritism. So let's keep that there just in case. And the last one is bias. Bias is when one displays a troublesome like or dislike because of personal opinion. And I think that is closer to what is happening in this scenario. Bias. So it's not viewpoint, it's the troublesome like or dislike because of his personal opinion. So it's bias. I certainly hope I was able to answer your questions so that now you have a better understanding of the topics you can expect to find on the test. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.